Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Will Power and Tony Snap. We got a good show for you guys today. Of course, we're live, so if we mess up, nothing's gonna get taken away from this video like the other two we have already had. So we're gonna talk about players you always seem to pick in the mock drafts, players that have COVID. Does spring training matter when you do your fantasy picks? And which closers are worth drafting. So we're gonna go through all that. But before we begin with that, what do you guys think about Ohtani, man? He's been pretty solid this first, what is it, the second week now, and he's hit a monster bomb, and he struck out 5 in 1 innings and 2/3 of work. I mean, is he gonna be the guy that we all been waiting for, or he's gonna get injured again? What do you guys think?
I know Tony's really low on this guy, man. He had him as a bust, but honestly, dude, I've never been low on this guy. I think the hype is real. I think he's gonna be a top 10 MLB player sometime in the future. I think his injury really held him back, but I think the Angels really got a steal with offering him the contract that he got. Considering that he had multiple contract offers from different teams, and he chose the Angels for pretty cheap for what I think that he's actually worth.
Yeah, and Mike Trout is kind of tired of not winning, dude. He came out saying that he's ready to actually go to the playoffs and prove himself. He's tired of that stat, man. That's that what is it, that 1 in 12 stat. So hopefully Ohtani does do what he needs to do, because to be honest, I went to that first game when he pitched. I guess my kids were invited for the little league to walk on the field.
Oh, I remember.
So we got lucky and we went, and surprisingly it was Ohtani pitching, and that was his first major league debut pretty much. So it was like he was lights out, man. He was throwing pretty good. He took a no-hitter into the 6th inning, and I mean, if you've seen him live, you get to hear the ball spinning like like sound. You can hear it from all the way on top of the stadium. So
Well, you can hear it in Angel Stadium, right?
Well, yeah, we have different fans, right? It's a little bit quiet, but it was a lot of people though that day. There was a lot of people, which was kind of crazy. Tony, I know you're an Angel fan second, right? So what do you think of Ohtani, man?
No, well, actually, I'm a Houston fan first.
Oh!
Hey, he finally admitted it, folks. He finally admitted it.
Nah, hell no.
Hold on, how do I stop the recording here? I can't do it.
Everybody's
Can't
coming
edit
after
this
me.
one out, bro.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. I actually like Otani a lot, man. The only thing that scares me is it's not that I'm low on him. It's just that it's just like Judge and Stanton. I don't think they suck. I don't think they're no good, but they're just so injury prone that it it kind of scares me away from fantasy. But at this point in time, actually, he's going pretty low, where you can probably take that risk. He's not going where Judge is going, where Stanton is going. I think Stanton went back down a little bit to like maybe 120 range,
Yeah.
100, but Judge is still up in the top 50, I think, which is kind of
Access granted.
it's kind of a lot to risk. A round 5 guy who
Yeah.
might not play the entire season. And that's kind of my problem that I used to have with Otani, just because he
Mhm.
used to go like round 6, round 7, and it was just a lot to invest in for a guy who never really played.
Well,
You know,
actually, they've been promising us to like a Beirut type baseball player, and we haven't seen it. We haven't seen him gone the both sides yet. I mean, his injury, right?
yeah,
That's
he's
a
been
big part
injured.
of it. But like, I honestly feel that this guy has good stuff, and I think he can actually help the Angels. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be the ace of the staff. He could be, but if he's going to be the ace of the staff, he needs to pitch more than once a week. Like
They've
he's
already
only
confirmed.
he's only going to be pitching every Sunday, and I don't even know if that's
Yeah.
enough help for the Angels. I don't think the Angels have enough pitching for them to actually just have Ohtani pitch on Sundays. They
Well,
need to go ahead and get Trevor Bauer when we
they
were
needed
seeing,
to.
right?
They needed to.
Yeah, or now need to go after a trade. I don't know who's out there for a trade for the Angels, because I don't think they want to spend a lot of money. But they already spent a lot of money on hitting. So yeah, man. I mean, we don't want to get off topic, but Otani, like, I think it's going to be the real deal this year, and hopefully we get to see that. We've been waiting a long time for that. We've been,
Yeah,
as baseball fans, we've been promised a Beirut type baseball player, and I want to see it. I want to see it in my lifetime. We got to see a thing. We got to see an incredible season last year, a pandemic season, and the Dodgers actually won it. So we're gonna remember that season forever. Now we want to see the Babe Ruth, right? So
Yeah.
Tani is that guy. So I know I'm wearing the Ace hat. The Ace hat was against that was the team that Otani faced that day I went. So that's not the reason I'm wearing it, but I'm just wearing it because it's pretty badass, man.
It's dope, man. I'm gonna get me one.
An
Just-
A's hat. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the only North California I'll wear for you guys. Just to let you know, I ain't wearing no Giants.
But
No,
he'll wear he'll wear a Padres hat though.
I'll wear a Padres hat. They're
Yeah,
down
that's your
south, man.
that's your second favorite team, right?
Dude, I used to like Padres, man. I used to like Ken Caminiti back in the 90s, man. Ken
Yeah.
Caminiti, Tony Gwynn, dude. Like,
Tony Gwynn was the shit.
yeah, man. You had some good players on that team, on that roster. And they went to the World Series in '98. They got swept by the Yankees, but it is what it is. So anything else before we move on to what we talked about? What we're gonna actually talk about in the show, man. No?
No,
Oh,
no.
oh.
Okay. I guess. What's the next topic?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's Mr. Dan. What's up? How's it going? I'm reading the messages. And then Javi,
What's up, Bob?
he's over here talking about
What's up,
Tony.
Dandy?
But then he's like, "Yeah, what up, dog? What
Oh,
up,
he's
Javi?
a-
How's it going,
Yeah,
dude?
don't
Thanks for
forget
watching, man."
Hoffman.
Oh, Trevor Hoffman. Yeah, I forgot. The
Oh,
saves leader. He had 500 saves, right? He's one of the few that have those 500 saves. So yeah.
And Adrian Gonzalez too.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Yeah, he was on the Padres.
Oh yeah, but not in the 90s.
Nah.
No, not in the 90s. Yeah, no, I was a Padre fan, like not Padre fan, but I liked the Padres.
Paid attention.
Yeah, in the 90s, like not now. Like now it's like we'll see if I pay attention now with the slam.
Well, you better
Slam
pay
Diego.
attention. That's how you win fantasy baseball, dog.
Oh yeah, it costs too much to not even pay attention, right? All right, so I know you guys done a lot of mock drafts, and I know you guys we've been talking about fantasy baseball this time. What is it? What's the one player you guys actually draft or that comes to mind when you're doing your mock drafts? Tony.
like what do you mean? Like that? I'm trying to pick up. It really
Not trying, but you're actually picking them up like without. I mean, one way you can do it is say, "Oh, I'm picking them, and I'm not even trying to," or "As one guy, I need to go, and I'm picking them in my mock drafts." So it's actually working out. My plan is working out.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because it kind of varies, to be honest. But I always feel like I'm always picking up Will Smith a lot. Will Smith, yeah, from the Dodgers, the catcher.
Yeah.
And if not him, then always like fucking the other former Dodger, Yasmani Grandal.
Yasmani Grandal.
Former Dodger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yasmani?
I was thinking Yadier Molina.
Oh, what?
No.
Brain fart.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm always picking those two guys up.
Yeah.
Also, like I kind of want to say, as far as I always have a hard time with like third base, man. Third
Third
base. Sometimes I like just let it slide by, but I always like it's either Chapman. Matt Chapman is like my last resort guy. If I see him like coming up, even if I'm like around the head, I'll just pick him up. I'll just be like, I need a third baseman. So I would say Chapman and those two catchers. I'm kind of picking up a lot. I'm noticing it.
So those are your kind of like, oh man,
I need it. I
yeah, you
need
it. Well, with you, man, which ones are the players that come to mind on your like mock drafts?
You know, there seems to be one player that he's just always available whenever I come around. I want to say like the 8th or 9th round, and that's Nelson Cruz.
Who? Nelson Cruz?
Nelson Cruz always seems to be available whenever I'm doing my mock drafts, and I think people skip over him because he's only available at utility. You can't put him anywhere else, but that's fine. I'll take his 40 home runs with 300 batting average. Over pretty much any other position player that's going around that time. For those type of stats, that deserves like a third round pick or even earlier.
Yeah.
But it's just the position eligibility that kind of messes it up for him. When he was available in the outfield, he was going, third round, maybe a little bit earlier. But now, because you can only really use him as utility unless you have like a designated DH spot, he's kind of like in a class all of his own,
Yeah.
So that's one guy. Another guy that I always kind of seem to get because I feel like he's going really late is Zach Greinke.
Yeah.
Zach Greinke is still like an elite pitcher, and he's
Yeah.
going so late, man. He's going after all these like bums that I see rounds earlier than him.
So you're always seeing them like out there, and you always picking them up, or
Yeah, he is such a good mid-round pitcher to pick up.
and you're always it's like people are forgetting about him, or they probably dislike him for some reason.
I mean, he's kind of old, right? We talk about that all the time with pitchers that are getting older, but this guy throws 89 and 90, and he still carries around a 3 ERA with 180 strikeouts every season. It doesn't matter how hard he throws the ball. He just knows where to throw it and the sequence to throw it in.
According to Will, he's losing his man strength, though. He's learning how to pitch like Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux used to paint the black. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
He wasn't throwing 95 or 100 miles per hour. He's throwing 88, 87. When he came to the Dodgers, he was throwing 86. He was just painting the black. That's all he was doing. He almost threw 2 no-hitters with the Dodgers, which was kind of crazy to me. I don't understand that. I could probably hit 86 or 87,
Probably though.
probably. I don't know, because maybe it had a lot of movement. I'm pretty sure it did have a lot of movement.
That's the thing with Greinke. He has that amazing two-seamer.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to be in the zone, and then all of a sudden, either it breaks outside the zone, depending on if it's a left-handed batter or a right-handed batter, or it'll just go right in on your hands and it'll break bats, or a lot of swings and misses. He has a great changeup too. His changeup is amazing.
Yeah.
Put those two together, the two seam and the changeup, and you're unstoppable if you know how to throw it right.
Yeah, I think Greinke's we'll see what happens with him, man. He's a pitcher. He's not a high strikeout pitcher like he was when he was throwing pretty hard. He was throwing up in the 97s, I remember, right? So now he's just throwing 89, 90. High? Yeah, well, he's throwing hard, man. Greinke was throwing hard when he was with the what was it, with the Royals and with the Angels. And then he came to the Dodgers, and he was throwing pretty hard. He was, I mean, I remember
the D-backs. What was it, 2015 when he was done with the Dodgers? That's when he really had like the best career season of his career. He had like a 2.15 ERA. Do you remember that? He was pretty close to winning Cy Young that season. And then that like I always say, like these guys perform so well when they're in their contract year, and that's exactly what happened, man. And then he got that huge contract with the Diamondbacks, and then the first season he played with them, he sucked. But then he always has a really bad spring training too. I don't know if you guys ever see, but he's usually down in like the 85, 86, 87 with his fastball in spring training. And then he gets a cortisone shot like midway through, and then he comes back and he's, an all-star again.
Yeah, that cortisone shot helps everybody, though. It hurts me walk faster. All right, let's go ahead and move on, man. What is a player that you guys want to avoid, or you guys mentioned that we should avoid when we start drafting? Will?
I think you should avoid Whit Merrifield.
Merrifield, you for real?
Yeah, I don't like the guy. I mean, I don't like.
What did he do to you, man?
I don't like the guy.
That's messed up.
I don't like the player. to me, man, he's more of like a round 7 pick, a good round 7 pick, but he's going a lot earlier than that. And I understand he's available second base and outfield, but he doesn't run like he used to. He did show some speed actually this past season and a little bit more pop, but a shortened season, a lot of these guys, turn it on because they don't have to pace themselves. It wasn't a marathon, it was really a race. The whole season was a race last year. So I think in the marathon style season where he's going to be playing 162 games, he's going to be wanting to conserve energy, conserve his legs. He plays a lot more outfield than he does infield now. So he's going to be running out there a lot. He's reaching, I want to say 35 years old, something like that now.
Catching up to me.
All of us, man. All of us. But yeah, man, there's so many other second base and outfields that I feel are gonna help your team a lot more, and not much of a gamble on those other players.
Yeah. Tony, who would you avoid, or who do you want to avoid?
To be honest, I kind of been avoiding like almost like the Yankees staff. I
The
just
pitching
like,
staff?
yeah,
Because what you saw on the
not the
Bleacher
pitching
Report,
staff, just the, huh?
because of the article you read on Bleacher Report.
No, just in general, or even before that. Um, it's just
You
like
said Corey Kluber was one
it's
of those
it,
players
it
that needs
is
to prove
hard to,
himself, right? You said,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and
okay.
also, dude, the entire outfielding. I honestly feel like New York needs to like fire their physical therapy staff or something and get like a whole new one. Or seriously,
Yeah.
or they need to like just like the Dodgers. They linked up with UCLA Health. You know, shout out to
Nah,
UCLA.
come on, get out of here with that, man.
But I'm just saying, like, dude, and they stay healthy.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, the Lakers did it too. You know,
yeah.
to be honest, I just don't like players that get hurt, man. Like, I don't know. I can't invest in them. Sometimes, like, even at Kershaw, I look at him and I'm just like, do I want to? Bueller, I've been looking at the same way, like, do I want to throw? Like, I want to go Aaron Nola, just
Yeah.
sometimes. It's really hard. You Darvish comes to mind too.
So Javi's over there saying on the chat, he's saying Gleyber is legit, probably the only consistent Yankee on there. I don't know, Javi. You're a Yankee fan?
You know, I know it
Hopefully
doesn't
he
matter
answers right away.
fantasy-wise. I know it doesn't matter fantasy-wise, but Gleyber Torres' defense is horrible. He is
Hey,
such,
he
he's
got
such
hurt
a bad
too.
defender, man.
He said he's gonna try to pick him up on fantasy. So I mean, more power to you.
Who?
Yeah.
Javi.
He's gonna pick up who?
Gleyber
Gleyber Torres.
Torres?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him because of his eligibility, but I also kind of stay away because they get hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, Urshela got hurt. Gio Urshela, he's coming from like an injury.
Mhm.
Luke Voigt also had like a groin injury last season or something
Yeah.
like that.
And that's a
I
tough
mean,
injury.
dude,
That's really tough.
they get hurt
That takes
like
a lot of your power
crazy.
away.
Yeah.
That's one thing that plagues like the Yankees. That's probably why they haven't been able to go to the World Series because they're never like
Is that
fully
the
staffed.
reason, or is it the Astros always try to they're always hitting bombs off of Chapman? That's what
Well,
it is.
hey, well, look what they did to Jansen. They did it to Jansen.
They
I
did it
mean,
to
if you got a
Jansen, yeah.
trash can,
Yeah. All right. So Polar just said that he likes AJ Pollock. What do you guys think about AJ Pollock?
that guy gets hurt too.
Look, the thing with AJ Pollock's injuries is it's always freak accidents where he's running into the wall or he's running into another player or something of that nature. It's not like some kind of nagging injury that eventually it puts him on the IL. It's always something impactful that happens in the moment that's
In
put
the
him
game.
on the injured list. So that kind of gives me a little bit more hope for him. I think if he's not running into walls in left field, I think he'll be fine. He's never really had like shoulder issues or elbow issues that I can really remember. It's been a leg thing, just because he ran into the wall so hard. But honestly, man, like this guy's a really consistent hitter. He hits lefties and righties. That's why the Dodgers got him for such a long contract.
Yeah.
And he
But,
gets
hey,
hot sometimes, man.
Maybe because he was a Dodger killer too. Like you got to look at those things too.
That
You gotta look
stadium,
at those stats. That stadium. There's certain players that don't know how to play in certain stadiums, right? I remember Adrian Gonzalez had trouble playing at Dodger Stadium. As soon as he came with the Dodgers, his first at bat was a home run. So he turned that around right away for a player that didn't do so good in Dodger Stadium. All right, so Javi say that he didn't mean to say Gleyber Torres. I read it wrong, I guess. He's saying Mookie. So watch out. If he gets the first pick on his draft,
well, he better get first pick.
we know he's cheating. So, so Javi, man, you better make it random, dude. You can't be making
Hey,
it
Javi, since you're out there, I got a bone to pick with you with the players we got, man. Like that thing is all over the place. We got middle infielders and corner infielders. We got 4 outfielders.
But it's 10 team.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I might as well just cut them all and just do like basic and only do like 3 utilities instead of like infielder, corner infielder, an extra outfielder. Why don't we just go 3 utility, and just fill in the regular slots and also add another
As
maybe
his
pitcher.
assistant, you would have to report to the email and send that concern to his email. That way he can go ahead and process it, and
Oh,
then from
hell
there,
no.
it'll go to a vote. And if it goes to the vote, we'll let you know what happens.
Customer
Let's go.
service
Go
sucks.
Let's go ahead and move on, man. Players that have COVID. I know he said Max Fried, right? He had COVID.
He didn't have COVID. He was exposed to someone that had COVID.
So he's been out.
tested
He's a
and it came
potential.
back negative. But the problem with COVID is a lot of times, even if you get tested, it could still come back negative and you end up getting it 3 days later.
So then, how long does it take? Yeah,
Allegedly.
conspiracy Tony. I mean, snaps.
It's
Tony snaps. Yeah.
alleged.
Yeah. So Javi said that you guys need to get together and go out to dinner and get a beer or something. Oh no, I read it wrong. My bad.
What the
I'm
No,
just
it
playing.
says get a room.
Yeah. So yeah, is he the only player so far, right? He that's been kind of like
Bieber.
Well, Shane Bieber in the
Shane
beginning.
Bieber in the
Shane
beginning.
Bieber actually did have it, and I think he's pitched once already, right, in spring training, and he looked
did.
really good.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he have like 6 Ks in 3 innings or something?
He pitched 3 innings. Wow, that's a lot of innings.
It was either 2 or 3. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I do remember reading that he looked really good in his first spring training outing.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, but so did Bumgarner. So
yeah. Hey,
So
but
really-
Bumgarner
you
had
really never
shoulder
know.
issues. Bumgarner had shoulders issues. Remember, he had that bike accident
on the horse.
Yeah.
I thought it was,
Was it a horse or was it a bike?
Oh no, was it dirt bike? Actually, it was a dirt bike.
Something. It
Yeah,
was
he
something. He's
fell
a
off
giant.
and-
So I don't
yeah.
know.
A horse.
I don't
to
care
dirt
what
bike.
team he plays for. He's always going to be a giant in my eyes.
He was riding something.
Yeah. He loves to ride
His
it.
dick.
So.
This guy.
All right. Any more COVID? We could go ahead and move on.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can move on. Let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah, I mean that's
what
it
matters.
for
What matters in
now.
spring training, man? Does spring training even matter now that it's only 7 innings?
Well, a lot more than that. These guys aren't stretched out yet. Spring training matters, I think, to pitchers that are trying to fine tune new pitches that they're coming out with, because there's a long off season, and for these pitchers that stop playing in October, they have November, December, January, February, and some of March to figure out if they want to change their arsenal, if they need to change some mechanics. So there's a lot of pitchers that, they'll add a pitch to their sequence and they work on it all winter long. And then come spring training, they actually get to use it against live batters. So
Yeah.
I think that really helps in a sense. I want to say it's Max Fried that actually added a new pitch to his arsenal recently. So he hasn't been able to pitch yet, I think. But yeah, I think that's actually going to be really good for him, because he's kind of been like a 2-pitch dominant pitcher anyway.
Yeah.
So with a starting pitcher, you always want to have more than just 2 pitches. You definitely want to have your primary like fastball and 2 secondary pitches after that. At least 2 secondary pitches after that.
Nice.
As a reliever, as a closer, if you have that one dominant pitch like Mariano Rivera had the cutter, you don't really need anything else.
Nah, I can hit that cutter though. I don't even think so, man. I think that guy
98
can still
mile an
strike
hour
me
cutter?
out. Yeah. Oh man, hell no, I can't hit that. At
Can't
the
even
end of
see
his
it.
career, he was throwing slower though. He was throwing probably like a 92.
later on.
Yeah, I hit a 92 mile per hour fastball, but I tipped it.
Hey, a fastball and a cutter. That's
way different.
That's
Yeah.
a whole new ballpark right there, Doug.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I've ever seen a cutter. I've seen a slider, and it's pretty hard to hit.
Nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. But Mariano Rivera only had that one pitch, and he perfected. I think that's what Jensen was trying to do, right? He was trying to be that one pitcher and get out of the innings, and nah, it didn't work for him. He has to develop other pitches, man. He did it pretty good too. He actually had a spring training debut already, and Dave Roberts was impressed with what he was doing. So, I mean, he already came out saying that for when the season starts, he's going to be the closer. Might change from when the season starts to
they have way too many arms in that bullpen to just say like this guy's going to be our closer.
Yeah,
Corey Knable, Tommy Canley, Blake Trinan's back. That all three of those guys have been closers in the past, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it should be any one person's job. I think it's the job to win right now. I don't think Dave Roberts is doing the team a justice for naming Kenley Jensen the closer already.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, if Jensen can just forget the cutter and just throw the fastball and mix it up with the slider that he's been working on for a while, I think that is going to be his best bet, because he's not throwing 95 and 96 anymore. He's throwing 92, 93 with a cutter that doesn't cut.
All right, so we got another question. Raul, what's up, Raul? What do you guys think about the Dodgers openers and their ticket price? He says that the tickets are $8,644 for to sit in the bleachers.
That's not the MLB price though, right? Like that's scalpers.
That's scalpers, but that's pretty much what we're going to get, man. We're not going to get anybody from. We're not going to go ahead and get it from Dodgers.com or anything like that.
Probably can.
Are the Dodgers to you, fellas?
Dude, look.
Not that important.
Honestly, like
especially because you can't go by yourself, right? Because if you go with your wife or want to take your kids or something, that's like near impossible.
It's super expensive, man. You can't go to opening day. I think we're only going to have 15% here in California. I guess the governor is allowing 15% of people to go, and that's why I guess the tickets are so high.
It's so generous of him. 15%.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thank you, Newsom. We love you.
Dude, I paid a lot less to go to the World Series. Like, why would I pay that much to go all the way? Like, nah, dude, get out of here, man. What am I going to see? Am I going to get a hot dog in the seat every
No, you don't get shit. You don't
exactly.
Get shit.
You don't get
so
anything.
Fuck it.
But see, look, that's the price we pay for living in California. Actually, Southern California. Beloved Dodgers, right? A lot of people love the Dodgers and they like to see them play. And there's people that are actually going to see that, man. They're going to actually see these guys, raise the, I guess, percent the rings, right? That's what people are want to pay for. But $8,000
is a big Dodgers fan, so I'm sure he'll be there.
Oh, I know you'll be watching because of him, right? Just saying, man. Fresh Gaming, hey yo, what's up? What's up, Fresh Gaming? How's it going, man? Thanks for joining the show. But yeah, like Raul, thanks for that question, man. Yeah, it's too much money, dude. I don't think I wouldn't pay it. And I think a lot of Dodger fans will pay it because they're just, they're crazy like that. And Dodger fans
you know what though? Like there's a lot of season ticket holders that I'm sure they're going to be at the games because, they just continue to buy their season tickets every year.
Look.
And that's going to be a small percentage of the 15% that are actually able to go. And then there's also, LA is full of doctors and lawyers, plastic surgeons, and accountants that make millions of dollars a year. And LA is a huge city, a huge county, and there's a lot of Dodger fans out there. So the middle class like us, there's no way that we would spend this amount of money to go to one game. But with only 10% or 15% of the capacity being able to go in the stadium, I think they're gonna sell out those tickets for sure.
Okay, so Raul actually replied and he said, with that, at that price, they better come with a World Series ring. So
not a replica, a real one.
A real one, exactly. We want a real one so we can put it on, man.
That wouldn't be bad, huh?
Yeah, it would be bad.
I better get some souvenirs.
Look, dude, if I was a ticket season holder and I would sell those tickets for $10,000, I'll sell my first ticket and pay off the rest of the games.
Yeah, for real.
My thing is covered. So it'll be pretty much free, man. I fell asleep.
Then you sell 2 tickets and then you could pay for next year's season tickets too.
Exactly. And I didn't, man, we fell asleep on that, dude. It would have been a moneymaker, man.
Yeah, but I'm guaranteeing that whoever bought those tickets online, they had those like robots where they click buy now,
Yeah. Yeah, they have like the autofill and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I know what you mean.
there's no chance for any one of us to be able to get tickets like that.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on, man. Let's talk about the which closers would you draft and which is like a good closer you guys are drafting or have your eye on. Like
Yeah.
Tony, do you want to start on this one? Will? Yeah, let's go, Tony, man. Tony, give us your closer,
Yeah,
dude.
you didn't even ask me whether or not I thought spring training was important.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Will. 1, 2, 3.
Aw.
Yeah,
All
Well,
right, man. Tony,
well,
well, why isn't it important then?
to me, I think it is important because especially with players coming off from injuries or like have a like Trey Mancini. Is he gonna be hitting good? Like Will mentioned. I don't know if you mentioned Otani, but I know you mentioned pitchers in general. Otani, is he gonna be able to do what we've all been expecting? And it looks from what it looked like, maybe. So
Yeah.
I think it is important, and also for like the up and coming talent. Like what are they called? Prospects.
The
Like I
prospects.
think it is important, man. I think it is because like what about like if players who went into droughts, before the season and then you can see that developing still in spring training makes you want to like, second guess it. So
And
I
think
think it's
about
important.
leaving players up and down. But see,
Yeah.
that's the problem I have with the 7 innings. I have a problem with the 7 innings because yeah, the 9 innings are so long and you don't know these players, but then you don't get to see most of these players play more innings than what they have to. Like that's the reason why they had a lot of like I guess 2 years ago they had a lot of games, spring training games going at 9 innings, and now we're having 7 innings. So you don't have that chance to actually see these rookies and see these prospects play
Yeah.
longer.
That's a
So
big deal.
that's a big deal. So right now, what you're developing and what you're doing is actually getting the major league players ready. And it's I don't know. I like to see prospects. I like to see what
Yeah.
certain franchises
Like
have down in
or
the minor leagues.
Rosarina is a good example too.
Yeah.
If he does really good, then he kind of merits that top 50 player.
And
Yeah.
it's
Where
gonna
you,
make it's gonna
so I
make
think it's
people want to
important.
draft him at the
Exactly.
position that he's going in right now.
Or
Because
maybe like some players that you might be salty with, like
yeah,
I know Will has mentioned in the past, Jose Ramirez,
He left
um,
a bad taste in your mouth.
yeah, but what if he's like cracking it,
yeah.
and because I see a lot of people falling off on Ramirez too, like people I've seen him go like pick 17, 15, and he's supposed to be like top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, it's important. I think you can kind of like see it kind of gives you more of it solidifies your answer on whether or not you want to pass on a player. I
Cool.
think that's what it does for me.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
yes.
now that you said, and because I missed, my bad, dude. I thought you had chimed in already. My bad. Like so now give me which closer is worth drafting.
Liam Hendricks for sure. Hats off, Liam Hendricks. Uh, geez, I want to say who else? Who else?
Chapman. That's your
Chapman.
boy.
Yeah,
That's your boy.
Chapman. That's my boy. Uh,
You want to tell
but
them the story, or should I?
nah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know.
I already know. They already know.
Yeah. I don't want to relive the nightmare.
All right.
But I would say Yates, Kirby Yates too, man. He was a former reliever that we thought was like um we were comparing him to Josh Hader. I personally don't like Josh Hader just because I just don't. I don't know something about
Josh Hader is pretty good though.
he's solid, but he goes like top 50, and I'm not gonna spend.
But see, that's the thing with him is how the Brewers actually use him. They use him like in the 7th inning. They're using them as a stopper sometimes. They're not using them completely as a closer.
Not
And
really
that's how the
anymore,
Brewers,
right?
they still are. They still move
Really?
like when they.
Well, they have
last-
that new guy too, Devin Williams.
But Devin
That
Williams,
guy's good too.
But Devin Williams, I don't think he's been a stopper and a closer. So they've been like rotating. They haven't been solid closers. Like
Yeah.
remember we were talking about this last show, how excuse me, you have different yeah, I had some pizza. So
Corona.
so you have these pitchers that are long relief, right? That pitch 3 innings, and you're using these guys like Hader to throw 3 innings. Remember, we were talking about Andrew, what's his name? The guy from Cleveland. He was
Andrew
doing that.
Miller.
Yeah, Andrew Miller. He was doing that when he was in Cleveland. That's how they got to the World Series in
Yeah.
2016. And he was coming in the fourth, fifth inning to throw like 3-4 innings, man, because he
Yeah.
was unstoppable that year.
Dude,
So they're using Josh Hader like that. And do you really want to put him as a closer? Because you're not going to get those points as closer,
yeah.
but you're going to get longer points in relief. And if he sucks, then you're going to get negative points. So, I mean,
Mhm.
you got to think about that. You can't just go ahead and say, okay, Josh Hader. I know you're saying you don't like him, but then there's a reason because of that.
Yeah, his price tag. That's what it is, man. I'm not willing to spend round 5 on a reliever, period.
So Polar
And
just said Hader. I don't know what he means by that.
hater or hater?
No, Hader.
With a
With a
D
D.
or a T or a
With,
T?
a
with
D.
the with the D with the D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But like how you guys were mentioning just now, how the Cleveland used to do it,
Yeah.
and
The Brewers are doing that a lot.
yeah, the Brewers. That's what I'm scared about from San Diego, man. They loaded up their bullpen like they're planning to do this like 2-3 times a week. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, Kella,
The Dodgers
Melasson.
too, right?
Yeah, the Dodgers too, but
But see, Melanson wasn't doing the good way when he was with San Francisco, and then he went to Atlanta. I remember when
he
was in
did good right
Atlanta?
there.
Not really, because even
No?
remember they were debating and saying both of the teams were struggling with their closers at that time. I remember that, what was it, the NLCS, right?
Yeah.
They were saying, they were, I guess he kept saying that it was like the announcer kept saying that it was both teams are struggling with their closer.
Bullpens.
And then Melanson only closed one game. If you remember, if I remember clearly, I think it was only one game.
Yeah, but they
And-
still have Pagan. Dude, there's some good players on that team. Like their bullpen got really strong.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, so who's the one closer you're going for though, for sure?
I've been seeing Liam Hendricks going like round 6, round 7,
Uh-huh.
and that's probably where I would feel comfortable getting him if nobody else is there. You know what I mean? If like the person I was trying to get is gone, and there's already somebody like a player that's a position that I already have.
Yeah.
Because when I look around during Liam Hendricks like slots, it's
Yeah.
kind of weak, and sometimes I do draw myself out. I'm just like, okay. But sometimes I also just go into my next round and take from there.
We
'Cause
have we have another message. Felix Flores, hey man, he said in Spanish, hola amigos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? Yeah,
Aquí
so
nomás.
yeah, so
Tú sabes.
ya tú sabes. All right, Will, what's up, man? What who's the one closer you got?
Honestly, you have to differentiate categories in points leagues, because in a points league, honestly, I'm not drafting any closer. I don't think that they get you enough points to really merit where they're going in the draft. Like Liam Hendricks, great pitcher the last 2 seasons, but before that, he's been in the 4s with his ERA for like the past like 10 seasons. He's an old arm. Chapman, he's so wild. He's definitely not losing his job. See, and that's the thing with closers. You have to make sure that you draft someone that has no chance of losing their job. So if the rest of the bullpen, if there's someone else on the team that could potentially become the closer,
Yeah.
I don't really like that. That's too much of a gamble for me. The same way that you see Josh Hader, because the manager, I forget his name, from the Brewers, if he decides to put in Josh Hader in the 7th and
Great
8th,
counsel.
there you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Tony Snap.
Well, before you
Remember
continue,
he
man,
had
this
that
guy,
weird batting stance. Remember?
before you guys continue, this guy Felix Flores is actually saying I guess he's from Puerto Rico, so saludos hasta Puerto Rico. Man,
Oh,
it's
there you
crazy.
go.
So if we're all the way out there, that's pretty dope, dude.
Dang.
Sick. Thanks for watching, man. Gracias por ver el show. Go ahead, Will.
So yeah, in a points league, I'm not drafting any closers. I'm going more for sparps. So I'm going for guys like Kenta Maeda, maybe Drew Pomeranz, the guys that are eligible at starting pitcher and relief pitcher, Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin. There's a pretty decent amount of sparps that you could slot into your reliever spot. In a categories league, you got to decide, am I going to really go for these closers, or am I going to go for these closers, or am I just going to punt the saves category and go for more quality starts and just add an extra starting pitcher instead? You could leave a spot empty, unless it's against the rules in your league where you have to have every roster spot filled. But then if you have a chance to, draft a starting pitcher that has relief pitcher eligibility, that's another strategy that you can go. I personally like to, in previous years when there were dominant closers, I would draft Kenley Jansen. I would draft Chapman. I would draft Melanson, guys that I knew were going to get, 30 to 40 saves or maybe even more. And sometimes you get lucky and get that 50 save guy, but even a guy that's going to get you 30 to 35 saves this season, they're really only going to get you 200 points, if that, in a points league, when you have a starting pitcher with relief pitcher eligibility going 2 rounds later, that's going to get you over 300.
Yep.
So when it comes to closers and points leagues, I say forget closers, whether it's Chapman or Hendricks or whoever it may be. Just go more for starting pitchers that have that relief pitcher eligibility, or go for mid relief guys that are going to pitch between 8 to 10 innings every week.
Dude, that's a really good strategy to have, man. Thanks for sharing. Let me write it down.
Yeah.
Hey, so I have another question. Felix Flores, he's in the 10-team Rowdy League, and he has second pick, so he's going after Acuna.
Yeah.
He's saying he's going to be a 40-40 guy.
It's possible.
It's possible, right?
Honestly, I think that Acuna is actually the only player that actually has that potential to hit 40-40.
Yeah. Dude, I want to see something like that, man. I want to see something exciting in baseball where someone's actually stealing bases and actually hitting home runs. He has the potential to do it. He
hits high in the lineup, so he's going to be able to run a lot. It's really just going to come down to the Braves manager. Is he going to allow him to run? So it might not be part of their game plan.
How old is he? Is he like 23, 24? He's young, dude. He's really young. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't matter about that. Like small ball has kind of gone out the window. And
it has, but you know how I don't think I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. Spencer, that's his name.
Dude, he's 20 years old.
20 years old. Okay, so
Acuna?
No way.
He's been in the league already like 3 seasons.
He's probably going to be 21 this year. So Snicker, is that Snicker? I can think of. Yeah. So remember he sat him down because
23 fool. He's 20.
He didn't hustle for a
joined
play
when he was 20. Debut. Oh, all right.
Yeah. So remember he sat him down because he didn't run out a double or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think he likes that player that sits and takes like a base hit. He'll just jog to first base. No, he's the type of coach to be like, no, you get on first, I need you on second. So it could be possible that he's going to be 30-30. I think I think he can do it. It's doable. But 40, if he does that, that'll be amazing. That's amazing though. That'll be amazing for baseball. Because like you just said, Will, like a lot of people are getting away from small ball, and that small ball is part of stealing bases and bunting, and we don't have that anymore. Like it's like the young kids don't even know what that is anymore. It's like it sucks.
The only bunts they see are from pitchers,
and then we didn't get to see it last year because pitchers didn't even bat. So and if the DH does come to effect where we don't have pitchers ever hitting again, we're probably not ever going to see that bunt anymore. So yeah, man. So that 40-40 dude, like I hope it does happen. It'll be great for baseball. I think, is he the only player you think can do 40-40, or is this other players? Guys? Soto?
Nah, Soto doesn't steal bases.
I don't think Soto has that speed.
Nah, maybe Tatis.
Oh, Tatis. But I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that'd be a good bet for you guys.
But
I won't get in.
Machado hits behind Tatis. So if he steals second base, then they're just gonna walk Machado.
If Machado's having a good year, though, you got to remember that. You got to remember that Machado, he didn't have a good year in 2018 and he didn't have one in 2019. He just had a good solid year last year.
Yeah, but I
So
think he spent enough time in San Diego. He's comfortable now. He's happy now. I think that that's really beginning to show in his game, and he's fired up because they actually have a chance to compete for the NL pennant.
yeah,
Oh
They,
yeah, he's
he's never
fired
really
up.
been he's never really been in a race like that before.
Oh
With the
yeah,
Orioles, he
the
was always the
Dodgers.
best player on the
Yeah,
team.
no, he was with the Dodgers, but he was only mid-season with the Dodgers, man. He
Not
really
even
didn't.
midseason. He was right at the deadline. So he was with the Dodgers for 2 months.
he was. I thought
Yeah.
he was for a whole season.
Nah.
All right,
Huh?
so maybe
Oh,
look.
fuck him. I don't like him anyways.
So look, okay, so this is what Felix he comment right now. He said, okay, so Acuna 40-40 and maybe Tatis 30-30. 30-30 is more for Tatis. I think he can do 30-30.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like he can do that. If he goes for 40, I think 40-40, I think it's a stretch.
I think he
me.
can do it. I mean, all you have to do is just run more. You have to take more chances.
But we've been saying it all season, Will, like he hasn't even completed a full season, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we need to actually see if he's going to complete that full season. When he completes that full season, we can actually see, okay, this guy's a 30-30 guy or a 40-40 guy, type of player. Like, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, like there's three guys that I think can steal 40 bases, and that's Trey Turner, Acuna, and Mondesi. Those are the only three that I see can actually hit 40 in right now in 2021. Home run wise, the only one that I see is going to hit 40 is Acuna. So I don't really see anyone else doing, a 40-40 season anytime soon. Possibly Tatis, like we just said,
Yeah.
but I think he needs to be a little more comfortable, get in his comfort zone before he can try to, go for that high of a stat.
Yeah. You're right. Let's go ahead, man. Let's go ahead and move on. Before we move on, I just want to go ahead and acknowledge Felix Flores. Thanks for listening. Thanks for actually, my ears kind of hurting. Sorry. Thanks for listening and watching our video. He's actually saying another one, Luis Roberts. He says 25-25 from the White Sox. So that's possible. That's
Yeah.
these
I really
are,
like
these are-
Luis Roberts.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, the White Sox
too.
are looking good,
That's
man.
They
Luis
are
Robert,
looking good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
really good. Yeah.
that's
they-
another
they're-
exciting team that's gonna be coming up.
They just
Don't
got
sleep on the
stronger.
White Sox. You know what? I don't think we've been talking about the White Sox a lot, and I think it's not because we're not seeing them, but actually the White Sox are a really exciting young team, man. Like I don't think there's
They
nothing
just
to.
don't get enough exposure because they're not high market.
Well, they're on the what do
Central.
you call it? Central, man. The Central. The National League and American League Central are the worst leagues. You have the AL East and the AL East and the NL East. They're elite, and then you have the West, the NL West. You only have two teams there, right? It's like you really don't have anything else from there. Like the East is just stacked. So you lose these teams that are really good in the Central because no one's talking about it. No one's talking about the White Sox. Like the White Sox have a really good team. They have a good pitching staff and everything.
And now that they're going to be doing a lot of interleague games, playing against other divisions, I think we're really going to be able to see what their potential is. And honestly, I'm calling it right now. I think it's going to be Dodgers White Sox World Series. Forget the Yankees.
White Sox.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys follow him, but what's his name? Tim Anderson actually came out and said that they're the best team in the
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did see that. I did.
yeah, and
And
he was
honestly,
getting.
I agree with him.
He was getting a lot of heat from the Yankee fans.
Dude, but the Yankees are still like really, really good. Like
they're definitely a
they're
big
the Bronx
threat.
Bombers. They're
But
the Bronx Bombers.
But they're only hitting 20
Injuries.
home runs. Exactly. They're only hitting 20 home runs.
That's all they need, though. Look at how small that stadium is, man. You hit a pop. Come on, like really, like nah, man. That's all you need. Look, you go to I forget what the name of the stadium is in Chicago for the White Sox. That looks like a long field to me, man. You hit a gapper, that's a triple. You hit a gapper, that's a triple, straight up. You go to Yankee Stadium, you hit a gapper, you better hope that thing goes all the way to the wall because you won't make it a second. It's a small field. It's different. Like the Padres had to bring in the fence a little bit because people weren't hitting it out, and you got to see those triples alley like in San Francisco. You have that right center, right? That's a triples alley right there. Or you can have it inside the park right there too. Like these are huge stadiums compared to Yankee Stadium. Like, nah, I think the Yankees are still going to give them a run for the money. I'm not saying that the White Sox aren't good. They are good. They got a good bullpen. They got a good pitching staff. They have good hitting, and they have a good core going there. But when you're playing teams that are really top notch, like the Yankees are, because they got the Blue Jays, they got the Rays.
Well,
I mean, the Rays, but they're still going to be like playing hard games a
Heck
lot.
yeah, they're gonna grind. Dude,
The
I
White
like
Sox-
Toronto. Tampa has proven time and time again that they can work with like they're like the new at
The new
Oakland
Marlins
A's.
or the Marlins. They could be the
Oh,
Marlins
that
too.
too, but
Yeah.
but I mean, we used to know the Oakland A's as like Moneyball, like
Yeah.
spreading the love around.
Guys here.
I feel like Tampa doesn't have a guy that they pay a lot. They don't,
Yeah.
So and they've gotten to the World Series because of it.
All these teams need to stay healthy. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's just it's a matter of they got ready for the 60-game season, and now they have to get ready for the 162 games, which is going to be so much different than what it was a year ago when they had, what was it called, the summer camp? Will, right? You said it was summer camp
last year, summer camp.
Yeah, summer camp compared to spring training now. So now you have to use your legs, you have to rest your legs, you have to. It's just a longer season. I was hearing something about how they were saying that the Padres and Dodgers were going to be like playoff games. So I think Justin Turner came out saying that they're going to treat every game that they play against the Padres as a playoff game, and that's going to help them for the playoffs. So pretty much he was just saying like, hey man, let's get rid of these 162. Let's just play playoffs pretty much. That's what I got from it. So he's guaranteeing they're going to the playoffs, and he better not disappoint, because if they disappoint, man, that's going to suck.
I sometimes I do feel like 162 games is a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Think about it. And
your boy came out saying, what is it? Anthony Rizzo came out saying that, oh man, it's tiring playing 162.
Hey,
we talked about it. We talked about it in one of our first shows.
Leave my boy alone, all right?
That's your boy, man.
He speaks the truth.
That's
the first baseman saying that too.
Yeah. That's so true.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Well, you're gonna have to help me. Is it Kopech or Kopech? Kopech. All right. So Kopech starting the season in the bullpen. What does that mean? What does it mean as a value in fantasy baseball, right? Tony, do you know who this guy is?
Yeah. He's like a rookie for the White Sox, right?
Yeah. Since we're talking White Sox, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Is he really though?
He opted out of the 2020 season for COVID, and they announced that he was going to start the season in the bullpen.
Start the season in the bullpen.
So just start the season. So I'm sure he's going to be added to the rotation later on.
Because who do they have? Lance Lynn,
Keuchel,
Giolito.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need right there.
Yeah, but you need 5 at least.
You need 5
which I'm
starters.
sure they do.
Look, they're probably going to do a 6-man rotation where he actually has a spot, right? They're trying to just get him ready. Maybe after the All-Star game, that's when he's going to start, or before that. It's just sometimes because
they have Dylan Cease, huh? Dylan Cease too.
Yeah,
he's another rookie.
Who
else?
So then, like like I said before, the 60 season game was more of like, especially if he missed it, he missed an entire season. So now they have to get him back up to build his, pitches and everything.
Yeah, his arm.
Maybe like 2 months into the season, he'll move into the starting rotation. And I think it's smart, because you know how rookies they try to overthrow sometimes, and then they get Tommy John surgery, and all goes wrong. And hopefully this guy doesn't, but it usually happens that way. So yeah,
Carlos Rodon.
Carlos Rodon, is he the number 5?
He's probably number 5. Yeah,
he's probably okay. Yeah.
And
So probably
are we honestly bringing him up?
But dude, that's what I'm saying. They're probably going to be rotating. They're going to be
Ronaldo
rotating.
Lopez too.
Rodon, Carlos Rodon, right?
Rodon.
Rodon.
I thought it was Rodon.
It's Rodon.
Whatever. That guy sucks regardless.
All
I
right.
mean, he's obviously better than me. Who
But
am
what
I
does
to
it
say?
mean? But what does
But
it mean like for fantasy? What does it mean for fantasy though? Is he gonna lose his value like
I think he's going to
completely?
lose his value a little bit,
yeah,
but
Uh-huh.
he'll probably drop a little bit in ADP, which is fine because then that gives me an opportunity to pick him up a couple rounds later.
yeah. Well, I
He
I honestly think nobody should be picking him up at this point. Then, I mean, why?
Well, it
Yeah.
depends on where he's going to be pitching at in the bullpen. Is he if they're trying to stretch him out, he's going to be pitching 2 innings at a time, unless he gets rocked in 1 inning. But
He'll probably win the position from Redon.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they just want to get him stretched out so he doesn't hurt himself. Because when you go a complete year without pitching and then you try to come back,
See,
everything's tight.
see, that's what I'm saying. Spring training is important.
Yeah, very. Especially
you
for
know,
pitchers.
especially for pitchers. David Price, man, like I got my eye on him. Better fucking come through, bro.
So they're keeping an eye on David Price, kind of like what we're talking about Kopech. I hope I said it right. They're they're kind of holding him off a little bit where they're kind of limiting his work so he can
Workload.
so he can get back up to shape. I mean, I know he said that he was doing it at home. He was pitching, he was working out, he was doing everything because he opted out for for last year's season. So this year he's coming back. I guess he's still throwing hard. I think they clocked him at 94, 93. He's still throwing hard.
Yeah.
It's not slow. And he's a lefty, so lefties are always gonna have that movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, like I agree with what they're talking about and what they're saying for these players that didn't play last year. They're kind of like bringing them slowly and building them up so they won't get injured during the season. And maybe that's a new way of doing things, but hey, I'm just a fan. And if it works for them, go ahead. Right. We want a full season, not a full season from these guys, but we want to see them actually perform their best. And what better way for David Price to actually pitch in a Dodger uniform at Dodger Stadium, because I know he's done good at Dodger Stadium. So when he came with Tampa Bay,
Tampa
he pitched like
and the Red Sox.
yeah. So
it was like 6 years ago.
yeah, that was 6 years ago, but he dominated against the Dodgers, and then he came with Boston and he dominated in the World Series. So, I mean,
Yeah, with pine tar on his fingers.
whatever it was, man, I don't care what it was. If it worked, he better be able to be. He
Him and
better be
Trevor
able
Bauer
to
are going to be best buds.
They're already best buds. They want to drink. They want to grab a beer after a game last night.
No way.
I'm just playing. I don't know. I don't know.
I must have missed it. I'm so jealous.
I don't know. All right, so we reached to the last part of our show, man. We're gonna go ahead and do the Corbin Burns versus Ian Anderson.
Oh,
Will.
man, it's easy.
Easy.
I
Easy.
don't think it's easy, man. I mean, I think the ADP is a little askewed for these guys. Corbin Burns is going a few rounds ahead of Ian Anderson, and
A lot of rounds ahead.
the only thing that I see better about Corbin Burns is his strikeout rate, which is amazing in categories leagues, but in points leagues, I mean, it's going to get you 1 point per strikeout, but he's projected to have like 30 or 40 more strikeouts than what's the dude's name again? Ian Anderson. But that's over 30 starts. So in each start that he has, he's maybe going to have 2 or 3 points more, but I don't think that should be enough to really significantly like separate them that much. And Corbin Burns is on a worse team.
Yeah.
He's playing for the Brewers. He's not going to get as many wins, as Ian Anderson is projected to get. They're both around the same with quality starts. If you play in a categories league, quality starts is 6 innings or more and not allowing more than 3 earned runs. So I think they're both projected to get 14 quality starts throughout the season.
14.
So honestly, to me, they're pretty evenly matched. And when it comes to, draft position, I'd rather go Ian Anderson because he's so much more he's available a lot later. When Corbin Burns, we haven't even really seen that much from him.
Exactly.
We haven't really seen much of either of them. So
Yep.
both of them are going to be a gamble, but it's less of a gamble with Anderson just because he's going so much later.
Yeah.
Oh,
And because he's
I'd
going to
rather-
have run support too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean the Brewers, who do they have? They got Colton Wong, who is kind of he's
It's
not
sad that when you
he's
say
not
the
the best
Brewers, the first thing that comes to mind is Colton Wong.
hitter.
It should be jealous though. Yelich
Well,
Because
doesn't
he
want that
sucks, bro.
That's a little too obvious. You know, everyone already knows Yelich. You gotta think about all the other players that are around him, like Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain's not a
Ooh.
really good hitter. You know, he has decent contact, but he's not anything
Yeah.
special.
Is Lorenzo Kane coming in a Kane? Like, he's older.
It's like,
Yeah, he's older. I mean, Dan, I shouldn't be saying that. I'm getting old too.
yeah, well, I think what's his name? He retired too, right?
Who?
Um,
This guy?
the
I don't
That
know.
guy.
the other outfielder for the
There's
Brewers.
another outfielder.
Yeah, the guy that
Oh,
did
Braun.
steroids. Yeah. The guy
Braun.
that did
Ryan Braun.
steroids. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's retiring.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, see, nobody even cares.
Wow. I didn't know.
I think I heard something that he needed to get paid certain amount of money for him to play, or he's kind of holding out, not retiring. I think he's holding out for a certain amount of money.
Yeah, he's whack though.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
whack.
Like, what, dude? Get out of here, man. He's from California too, man.
Hit 25 home runs every
He's one-
season, and
He's
then
one of you guys, Tony. He's one of your guys, man.
nah. It's Gabriel's guy. That's Gabriel's guy.
Is Gabriel
Definite.
listening? Is Gabriel listening?
I don't know if he's listening, but he's always been high on Bauer. Definitely. He likes the
Bauer.
Brewers.
Oh,
not Bauer,
Braun.
Braun. Whatever.
I forget
That's how
his
bad
name.
he is, bro. I think the Brewers are just bad too, man. Just their pitching staff doesn't wow me. You know what I mean? Um, I would much rather have Ian Anderson going in the later rounds, being on a better team.
All right.
And dude, who else goes around Corbin Burns? I saw somebody. Dude, Hyun-Jin Ryu with the
I'd much rather have Hyun-Jin Ryu.
heck yeah.
Hyun-Jin
Matt-
Ryu, the last 3 seasons, there's only one pitcher that has had a better ERA than Hyun-Jin Ryu, and that's Jacob deGrom. It goes Jacob deGrom and then Hyun-Jin Ryu when it comes to ERA the last 3 seasons. That is
Really?
an amazing stat,
That
man.
is crazy. And when you're getting him in round 6, 7, dude, that's crazy. That's
Hey, so you know the mock drafts that I've been doing, because it's not a lot, but I've been doing a few mock drafts, and I've been seeing a lot of people skip over Hyun-Jin Ryu. Like
It's the injury.
we saw, yeah, it is injury. We
and
saw
it's
it on the
the
both
same
drafts we did
pesky
live.
injury. Yeah, it's the same pesky injury. He's always had like groin issues.
Growing issues, and
Yeah.
that's always
Yeah.
a big problem, man.
Yeah.
Because he's a bigger dude too, man.
Yeah, he carries
Bigger
a lot of
dude.
weight too.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like Lance Lynn. And Lance Lynn is going up ahead of Corbin Burns. You know, those two guys in front and behind Burns, dude, I would much rather have. Even let's see, Max Fried, Carlos Carrasco. Dude, those are more guys. And Carrasco being what do you call it, Will? A SERP?
Spark.
Spark. Every time I hear it, I hear like LARP or something. You know, you ever heard of LARPs? Those live action role players or some shit.
Yeah.
The ones that you see them in the
Like the medieval times and shit.
yeah, they're playing in the park and shit, hitting trees.
Hey, that looks fun, man. I'd be totally down to do that.
I don't know.
Hey, I know I
Whatever.
said this was the last question, but I actually want to extend a little bit more, man. What do you guys think? And let's go ahead and do predictions. I know I'm getting you guys off a track and everything, because we didn't even set up for this question. But who's gonna win the division for like the West National League, the East National League, and the Central National League? And who's going to be the 2 wild card teams? If they're still the same, right, as it was 2 years ago, or are they going for the 2020?
They're doing expanded playoffs this
Oh,
season.
so they are doing expanded play. I think
Yeah.
maybe we should just skip that, because I didn't think it was going to be. Or we can go ahead and do it, and then we can do AL next week.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Yeah. All right.
I don't care.
Yeah. So let's go with the East. Who's going to take the East? And
Oh no, I say Braves.
Braves.
Yeah.
The
You know,
East and the National?
MLB has them at third place, dude.
Yeah. I don't get that.
Why?
I don't know. They upgraded their pitching, and their lineup pretty much looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they're downgrading them because of all the moves that the Mets made. But the Mets don't have their team chemistry yet, and it's going to take at least a season for them to really get that going.
Yeah.
The Braves are a better all-around team.
They
You
already
know,
have that team chemistry. They've been to the
Exactly.
playoffs like a while.
Mhm.
Like
individual stats, the Mets might look a little bit better on paper, but when you put it all together, it doesn't mesh well until you've played together for a while. You know,
dude, they're
you
banking
can't
off
just
of that Lindor trade though. I
man.
think that's what the Mets are banking off of. Like I know they
Well,
signed
Jeff McNeil,
McMahon,
like they
McMahon,
have really good players.
McCann.
Yeah,
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 the
they
catcher
have.
McCann. But
Yeah.
like I don't think the Mets have enough to actually compete with the Nationals and the Braves. I see it as me personally. I see the Braves first, Nationals second, and then the Mets third. And I'm not disliking the Mets. It's just I feel like team chemistry is has a lot to do with it. And then they're banking off. Like I feel like they're just putting everything on Lindor for hitting.
Mhm.
And I don't think I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I know you said, Will, that the Braves are taking it. I'm taking the Braves too, and I'm taking the Nationals as a wild card.
Yeah.
Tony,
Another reason why spring training is very important, team chemistry, you know?
and we left you out. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. See, I kind of agree with what Carlos just said. The Nationals being ahead of the
Mets.
Mets. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Sometimes like I look at the pitching staff and that's kind of scary too, man. And Noah Syndergaard comes back healthy and on point. He's been gone for 2 years, dude. That team's gonna be
Exactly.
contenders
He's been
right
gone for
away.
2 years, man. 2 years is a long time away from baseball.
it really
And
is.
he's
Yeah.
not going to come back until the middle of the season. Who knows where they're going to be in the middle of the season? Who knows if they're actually going to be performing the way that everybody thinks is going to be performing? Remember, we talked about it. We talked about Lindor, how he started like really high on his batting average, and every year he's been
It's been
declining.
coming
Yeah,
declining.
so
Yeah.
I mean, I know a new team, a new scenery can do a lot of things for you. A new coach can do things for you. A new hitting coach can do a lot of
Yeah.
things for you. And maybe that's what Lindor needed. He just came out saying that Cleveland was a lazy team, like not literally like that, but they were more like on a relaxed mode compared to the Mets now that
They're
he's there.
they're
So
penny pinchers, bro. That's what
yeah,
it is.
that's what it is. But what he was saying is that they weren't working as hard as he's seen the Mets work hard. And maybe like look, we're just fans, and if it happens to be where the Mets actually win the division, then damn, these guys that are on the MLB deciding that the Mets are going to win the division are some geniuses, because they're going and saying that they're going to win the division, and the Braves are going to be in third place. I don't see it that way. I see it the Braves winning the division. Tony, you still haven't told us who's going to win the division.
I would. Jeez, man, it's
No
crazy
wrong
because like
answer. There's no wrong answer.
there isn't. I mean, those three teams are
Are
legit.
legit. Yeah.
They're solid as heck. You know, I like the Nationals just because of them adding Schwarber and Bell.
And don't
Uh
forget the Phillies too, though. The Phillies aren't that bad either.
oh yeah,
They
yeah.
have they signed Didi Gregorius back. They signed the catcher. What's his name?
JT
Damn.
Remoto.
Yeah, JT Remoto.
He's
And
Their
then
hurt
lineup
though.
really looks really good, but when
Yeah,
it comes
but
down to it, all they really have pitching wise is Nola.
yep.
They and Wheeler. Wheeler is also solid, but like the 1-2 punch is great, but then you don't have a 3, 4, and 5, and they didn't
And
make any other moves this season. So what are they going to do? That what teams are really willing to trade their starting pitchers that are actually like pretty decent?
mhm.
Um, I mean, really, it's like you have to look at teams that are not going to be in the playoff run. So the Giants, they don't have any pitching. Johnny Cueto, he's way past his prime. Um,
Cincinnati maybe could probably
Cincinnati,
reach out
Sonny
to
Gray.
them.
Sonny Gray, he's a possible trade target.
Castillo.
Oh,
hey, so we
Castillo.
have someone Raul. He said that Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers. Um,
Cubs.
that's his predictions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of agree with him. St. Louis is also scary though, right there with the Central. In the Central, who is this? St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago,
Reds.
Cincinnati. Yeah, and I kind of would. rate it like that. Probably St. Louis with that new pop,
Yeah.
kind of is gonna be good.
Arenado going to St. Louis.
But it really depends on Flaherty, man. If that guy comes out guns blazing,
Needs to be an ace.
yeah, he needs to be an ace. What they expect from him.
Okay, but that's the only pitcher they have, though. They don't have anything else. I don't think
they got Wayno.
They have
got
a
Wayno, but he doesn't pitch like he used to. He's finding. He's trying to find pitches
Okay,
to
but who do
actually
the Cubs
stay in the
have?
major leagues. So they have Kyle Hendricks, right?
That's it. And he's like a ground ball pitcher. He gets no strikeouts. You know, if he pitches 200 innings, he'll have less than 150 Ks.
And he's a 89, 90 mile per hour pitcher. Remember,
Yeah.
he's playing in the black.
Yeah,
So-
he has really good fastball command, and he has decent secondary pitches. But his secondary pitches, like his changeup, it induces a lot of ground balls. It's not swings and misses.
It's not
So-
swings and misses. You're right.
So, I mean, other than that, like Darvish is gone. Lester was garbage the past couple seasons anyway, but he's gone.
Mhm.
What other starting pitchers do they have? I don't see the Cubs winning the division with the pitching staff they have. They have a
They have
decent
hitting.
lineup, but the lineup that they have doesn't even want to be there anymore.
But you don't see, that's the thing. Like, have you seen Jock Peterson hit those balls in spring training? He's actually raking out there in spring training right now.
Yeah,
look,
but you already know. Like Rizzo said that he's not expecting anything from the Cubs. Baez has been on the decline with his bat for a while now. His defense is still amazing, and then you have Chris Bryant, who's been in the trade talks for the longest time, so he's probably not
Can't
excited
even
to be
muster
in Chicago
25 home
anymore.
runs anymore.
He could probably muster 25 home runs. It's just he needs to stay healthy, man. These players need to stay healthy. So in order for the Cubs to win this division, I think they all need to stay healthy, because
And-
even Jock Peterson has those injuries problems
Yeah.
with his back. I guess it's his neck or his back or something like that. So yeah, Will brought up a good point that they don't have pitching, man. And
Yeah,
I
they
think
just
the
got rid of
Cardinals don't
Darvish.
either. So that's the rivalry out in the Central. That's the big time rivalry. It's kind of like the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Giants type. So that rivalry right there, and they are going to be the top two teams in the Central. And I would pick, and I think I'm just going to pick it because Arenado went there, and it's the Cardinals.
Redbirds.
I think the Cardinals are going to win the Central, and yeah, I just feel like what you just said, Will. Like they're tired. Rizzo and Bryant. I mean, they feel like they're. Bryant feels like he's going to get traded, and he's been feeling like that for the past 3 years now. So or 4, maybe even longer.
And I think Rizzo even fell off this year.
Yeah.
I feel like Rizzo, he hasn't.
Oh, that's your boy.
Look, Rizzo has his ring. He's
They all
he's
do.
comfortable
That's
where
the
he's
same
at
core.
in his career, and he's not looking to really get like a huge major contract anymore because he's like 33 years old now. So
No, is he 33? I thought he was a little bit older.
maybe, but I
Dude,
mean
look,
that even like worsens the deal because he's a little bit older.
I'm not trying to say anything bad, Will, but I honestly feel like I don't think any baseball player feels like, oh, I got my ring, I'm just gonna settle back.
I don't
Anthony
think
Rizzo
it's that much, but I think that's kind of like the general consensus of the
He's
Cubs.
31.
of the Cubs. Yeah, the
look like
Cubs.
they're
Man strength,
giving
bro.
up.
What happened? What
that went out the
happened?
window after 32 years old, Doug.
He's 31.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's where he's like, boom.
I don't know.
right here,
You said
muscle,
that
pure
Acuna
muscle.
was 20. So
Hey,
I don't believe you.
31. Born
31,
August
dude.
8th, 1989.
Dude, that's a
My
long
other
time.
man crush.
No,
I know that's your boy, dude. Every time I see Rizzo, I'm like, I think of you, Tony. I'm like, oh, Tony loves this guy.
I love that dude, man.
I know you should marry him. Well, you should get a poster and put it in your room, dude. To be honest.
should marry him.
My wife will be so upset. I'll be like kissing him goodbye every
Every
morning
time you
when
leave,
I go.
dude.
when I
every
go to
time you leave
work.
exactly.
Bye, Rizzo. Love
I'm
you.
pretty sure. Hey, I'm pretty sure you do that now with your Cubs hat. You're like, oh, I got to do it.
I'm telling you, man. That's I couldn't not get a Cubs hat. I was like, if I'm gonna get another hat other than the Dodgers, it's got to be a Cubs hat and it's got to be a Blue Jays hat. Those are like my
Don't forget to
favorite
get that
teams right
Astros
now.
hat.
You just
Nah,
stick
nah,
with the
nah.
blue, huh?
dude, I actually like St. Louis too, but sometimes I don't, just because of what they've done to the Dodgers, even the Cubs sometimes, but just because I really like the Cubs just because of the whole like the curse and
The
everything.
108 years without.
Yeah,
a
you know, it was a memorable season for me because I was rooting for them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was rooting for the Dodgers, and they lost.
Oh
And
yeah,
I don't cover when I'm talking about this team. I don't cover it. I don't care, man. I know you're covering. I don't know. I'm like, what the
I'm
hell?
a Dodger fan. That's why.
You don't need to cover it. Then you don't need to cover it. Then what the
Don't
hell?
tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Hey, you can still be a fan of other teams, but
I am.
doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
that
Of course.
you can like other teams, but
Says the Astro fan.
Tony, you've been crowned with the Astro hat, dude. We're gonna have to get it for you so you can wear it for the show.
I will wear it. I will wear it. But it's
I
gotta
know
be
you
like,
will. I know you will. I'll
I will
stop
wear it.
talking to you, dude.
I like baseball in general, man.
You could get on the show and I'll be like, hey man, the guy with the Astro hat, it's your turn to talk.
I like taking the guy with the Astro hat.
the
All right,
cheater.
so all of you, we already picked our central. Everybody picked the central.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
got the
obvious
Cardinals.
who the West is gonna be, right?
No,
mean,
man, we got to talk about it. Who's going to be the West? I mean, I know we're all Dodger fans, but we got to talk about it. Who wants to go first? I'll let you guys pick. I know it's going to be a little silent. Will, you know what? Will, go ahead.
I think the Dodgers are going to be over 100 wins, and the Padres are going to be under 100 wins this season.
Yeah.
So I got the Dodgers winning the West.
The Dodgers, like hands down.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
They have their depth is so insane. They could have a few players get injured, and then they have MLB ready backups just ready to go for anyone that could go down right now. Any single player, whether it's relief pitcher, starting pitcher, position players, like their depth is insane, man. It's not just like the farm system. It's guys that are actually on the 40-man roster right now that are ready to go. If Justin Turner gets hurt, you got Edwin Rios right there. You know, if any outfielder or shortstop or second base gets hurt, Chris Taylor plays all those positions.
Yeah.
And then you outfielder, you have DJ Peters that has played a few MLB games.
Peters. Oh my God, I love that guy.
That dude is dope.
Love that guy.
He's gonna make the team. It looks like it, right?
Well, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll
they need to replace the roster spot for losing Kike and Jock. So,
dude, but this guy Peters has been one of those players that's been raking in spring training for the past 2 years already, man. This guy has been like out there.
I think they just didn't have a spot for him because they got Mookie, they got Bellinger, Pollock, and Taylor.
They got the Mooks
and Jock and Kike all playing the outfield. It was just there's no room for.
That's probably why they got rid of those other two guys.
Yeah. Well, you said the Dodgers, right? So there's no secret there. I'm pretty sure everybody's picking them. Hey, Raul just said Rizzo to the Dodgers. I know you love that, Tony.
I would because we need a first baseman.
Do
like
we
Muncy,
we got Muncy, dude. What you talking about?
I like Muncy.
He's Muncy, dude.
He's 29. He's still
all
got
right. But then I also feel like he's gonna be asking for money, man, because he's been like solid.
Well, it would have to be a trade, right? And he's making $11 million a year. So
hey, we've already been talking with the Cubs already. We got rid of not that we got rid of him because he was awesome.
Well, we've done a trade with them in the past before, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just think the Dodgers are so much better. Just like Will mentioned, the depth is what kind of takes us over the edge.
It separates the little league team versus
because the Padres really are banking on Lamet and Paddock. If those guys don't come through, they're done. They're done. And Lamet just coming off of an injury. Chris Paddock is coming off of a bad season. You know,
he has potential though.
Oh yeah,
that potential.
That team has a lot of potential, but
they don't have the guidance.
Well, that's probably why
they don't have the coaching staff that the Dodgers do or the Cardinals do. There's so many teams that develop pitching so well, and the Padres.
Who's the coach? Brad Amos?
No. It's I forget his name.
Tinkler.
There you go. Tinkler.
Is that his name? Tinkler?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm probably saying it wrong. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Raul, what's the name of the Padres manager? You know a lot about baseball.
I know, man. Raul's got like knowledge over there, man. We should have you on the show.
Hey, Raul, if you're still here,
Tingler.
man, let us know.
Tingler.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I honestly feel like that's the only thing that is is keeping the Padres from being like maybe big time contenders with the Dodgers because they're just not deep enough. They're not. If one of our pitchers goes down, we got Tony Gosselin, we got Dustin May, we got Julio Urias. Probably be the number 5.
Urias is gonna be number 5.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Nelson.
Jimmy Nelson, that's my boy. Jeez, man.
You're banking off of Nelson,
But
dude. I know you
let's
love that
say,
guy.
I
like,
love that guy, dude. I do. The 2017 season he had, I think it was 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
He had like a 2.17 ERA.
He was a beast, bro. I remember watching the games just because we used to be like on fantasy, and I think I had him. See, that's the problem, man. Like I had if a lot of my like players and things like that. Like I'm really biased because of like what they did for me in my
developed a
fantasy
man
team.
crush.
Yeah, dude,
Exactly.
there's nothing
I
wrong
like
with
Jimmy
you
Nelson. He's
loving
good.
men. I'm just playing.
Bro love, man. That's all it is.
It's just
But then
a bromance.
like the same conversation we were having about the Dodgers, if you have it about the Padres, if their catcher goes down, like they just traded for Austin Nola. So if their
Mhm.
catcher goes down, they have no backup.
Yeah, they
We
got
have
rid of Mejia.
Mejia, yeah.
Mejia.
Mejia.
See, and we have Keibert Ruiz who's ready to go,
Dude, this guy
And
can
Barnes.
break too.
and Barnes. There,
Yeah.
that's the 1 and 2 right there, just in case Will Smith gets hurt, or if Barnes gets hurt, we have the backup ready to go right there. And
Yeah.
then at first base and second base, you have Jake Cronenworth, right? But what if both first base and second base
Osman,
get
yeah.
injured? I mean, who else do they have other than that? They do have some really good prospects in
Or
there.
COVID.
They're just not. Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
The Padres,
Dude, I mean, I picked the Dodgers as well. I don't pick the Padres, but the Padres do have a lot of depth too. You can't just
they do, but they're
Dismiss
not MLB ready.
yeah, they're not MLB
No, their
ready. Like,
bullpen is deep. Their pitching staff though, like their starting pitching and what they can develop there, it's not. Tony
And I agree with
Gosselin,
you.
we've seen that he has. May we've seen that he has.
and I agree with you, Tony. You said Lamet and Paddock. They're banking off of those two guys to be like the legit pitchers, because then you have Snell, you have Darvish,
Darvish,
and then you have who's the 3?
number 5 guy.
No, number
in-
3. Who's number 3? Who's gonna be number 3 for
Number
the
3 is gonna
Padres?
be Paddock or Lamet.
No,
Lamet.
Lamet's gonna be 3.
Yeah.
And then you have Paddock, and then you probably have
Who's their
the
number
rookie.
5?
It's either
McKenzie
Gore.
Oh, Gore. Oh,
Mackenzie
Gore.
Gore.
Well, they haven't announced it yet. It's either going to be Gore or there's one other starting pitcher that they have kind of up and coming. I don't remember his name, but
I forget.
Well,
Gore is definitely the one that they are like, saying is their future.
a lot
Yeah.
of people are saying that. A lot of people.
But
I'm one of them saying that.
The Padres are one of those teams, like a lot of teams out there, that are trying to keep him for an extra season. So they don't want to bring him up too early, because then they're going to lose 1 year of service from him. He'll become a free agent 1 year earlier.
Yeah. So they're probably
Oh,
bringing-
Jose
they're
Musgrove or Joe Musgrove.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
from the
Musgrove.
Pirates.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. I just
Yeah.
googled his ass right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, I think the
that's what they're
Padres are going to
doing
be the
for,
top
man.
wild card. I think the Padres will win the top wild card spot. I don't think. Look, the only way I see the Dodgers not win the division is if they have a pitcher that goes down. One of their pitchers goes down, and even that, man, they just have too much.
Yeah,
depth.
they're too
Like, it's
deep.
just-
They're too
They're
deep.
too deep. They have starting pitchers in the bullpen that can come in and
Go
actually-
lower.
Hey, yeah. Oh my God. They even got them in the minor leagues, dude, to come in like be starters. So yeah, it'll be super hard for the Dodgers not to win it. And if they don't win it, oh my God, it's gonna be disappointing.
They have
gonna be
a
heartbreaking.
pitcher that's been like up and coming too. Damn,
who? The Dodgers?
the Dodgers do. I don't remember.
So try to remember. I'm trying to. I know Mike Clevenger's not going to pitch this season. He's going to pitch the next season, right? So if Mike Clevenger was in the mix, what do you guys think? That the Padres will
Ooh,
be
that
more.
would-
That'd be a
Right?
lot closer. I
Yeah.
think the Padres would have a 100-win season with Clevenger in there.
So Mike Clevenger is not pitching the full season at all, right? He's just going to wait till 2022. That's when it is, right? He signed a contract, a 2-year contract with the Padres to pitch for 2022 season. So the 2021 season, he's completely out. Tommy John, right?
Hey, are you thinking about like Joshua Gray. Does that ring a bell?
Yes. Yeah, there you
Oh
go.
yeah, Joshua Gray. He pitched on
Josiah Gray. Josiah Gray.
Josiah Gray.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the guy that I'm thinking about. That he's going to be the next starting pitcher to come up for the Dodgers.
Number 2 overall in 2018.
I think he pitched on. I want to say he pitched on Wednesday, and
He
he
did?
pitched pretty good.
Bullpen
Yeah,
piece that the Dodgers could use this season in case a pitcher goes down. Like
Mhm.
David Price, he's probably the oldest pitcher on the team, right? So if he were to go down with injury or COVID or whatever, you could have Dustin May or Gonsolin kind of slot into that number 5 role, and then you could bring up Gray and have him in the bullpen, just to take one of their spots.
yeah.
And then if you send him down early enough, you can still keep him for another year of service.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think the Dodgers are like that.
Of course
Well-
they are.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, I honestly think it's just going to be an exciting season, dude. I can't wait for baseball season to start. I've seen a few spring training games, and it's like it's a little bit too boring. I don't know the players. I'm pretty sure every baseball fan's kind of like that, unless it's a promising player, like that you can remember the name and be like, oh man, this guy's going to be an upcoming guy. I
Well,
want to see how he
all
does.
these guys that are in spring training, they got an invite for some reason, so they're definitely all players to watch. And especially in the league that I commissioned, the Real Talk Baseball League, we have that NA spot, Tony. So
Which Tony doesn't like. I don't like it. I'm just saying. I just want to.
you definitely got to pay attention to prospects, because there's a top 100 prospect list, and if you can get one of those top 10 and slot them in your NA spot before anyone else has a chance to, that's one guy that could possibly help you win your league.
We can ask Wilson.
I did that with
Wilson.
ask Wilson.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I did that with Pete Alonso, dude. I drafted him when he was still a rookie, when he wasn't even in MLB, and then he got called up, and then I held on to him for the whole season, and that's when he got his 55 or 54 home runs.
Oh man, you got lucky with that one.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Anything else to say, guys? I mean, I think it was a good show, dude. To be honest, we are live.
Covered a lot of topics, man.
Yeah, we covered a lot of topics. I think we actually thanks for the fans, actually not fans, for the guys that are actually watching the video and actually.
You're a fan now, bro. Too bad.
Okay, well, yeah, fans, I guess, and asking questions. I really like the interaction.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like when people are interacting with us, because that way we can go ahead and answer questions, and you guys can pick our brain and see that we are actually baseball fans and we know our stuff. Like there's going to be things that we don't know right off the top because we're not so fresh on it, but I know we've actually seen those things, right? The fantasy scholars, they're just here to us. Hey guys, I actually watched your show, man. It's a pretty good show, dude. So yeah. Thanks for watching.
Scholars,
yeah,
bro?
the fantasy scholars.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I like your
Yeah.
stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I like your stuff.
Yeah, keep doing it, man. Keep working, dude. And we were trying to do the same thing. Raul, thanks, man. He just said good show, guys. Thank you for seeing the show, dude. Honestly, man, we appreciate every single one of you guys that are actually watching the live videos and even the recorded videos. I mean, it takes time and effort, and for you guys to hit a like and to subscribe, it's just a lot. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it goes a long way, guys.
It goes a long way. I mean, we put a lot of work into this. It's not just us trying to bullshit ourselves into this thing, where we actually talk about things that a lot of people like to talk about, and we're just throwing it out there. We're just having fun with it. So yeah. Will, would you do you want to say where to question or send questions or anything?
Yeah. So we have an email, realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com, for all your fantasy needs. Or you can, drop a comment or a question in the comments here.
Yeah, I'll respond.
Tony, you better respond, dude. What
I
the hell, man?
I do.
Name one time you responded.
A few videos ago. Yeah.
Arnold
So,
Schwarzenegger.
yeah, the
No one-
Real
no
Talk
one-
Baseball at yahoo.com. You can go to Instagram and search Real Talk Baseball. You can message us, DM us there. We also have a TikTok, a Twitter. Our Twitter's under a different name because our name was a little bit too long. It's the letter R, Talk Baseball. So check us out, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you very much.
And I want to give a quick out shout out, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to the fantasy scholars. Like I've been seeing his videos and they've been doing a good job. And you know, it just quick shout out. You know, like I just want to go
Yeah,
ahead and do
yeah.
that. Yeah, check
I,
them out. Check
I,
them out. It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
ever since you brought him up to me, I've
Yeah,
like watched all their videos. I think he does good content, man. Like
yeah,
I
really
like
good
the
content.
editing.
Yeah,
I wish we can do stuff like that. We're more like a live kind of thing.
yeah,
I like his setup though. But keep up the good work, baseball scholar, and
yeah,
just subscribe, leave a like, or give us a question. We'll love
yeah,
to answer.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And if there's anyone out there that wants to intern for us, we're looking for a video editor.
Oh
Oh.
man, intern! Oh my God, who wants an intern?
I
I'll
know.
be the
I thought he was
intern.
gonna. I thought he was gonna be like, if we anybody to replace Tony. I was already like, damn. I was just like,
Nah, man, what the hell? We need to have
Or
Tony
just to
here.
fill in for you when you're 15 minutes late.
I know.
oh shit! Hey
Oh,
man, you guys look. You guys lucky I even show up. All right.
I know.
No, I'm just saying because like I'm like notorious slacker. I'm what do they call them? What do they call them when they're like late all the time? I forget. There's
Procrastinator.
procrastinator. That's like should be my like that's like my spirit animal or something.
I think we're gonna have to put Tony Snap, the procrastinator, in a time where everything was wrong.
Is that why you're late to work every day?
I not anymore. Not anymore.
Not
I
anymore.
used to be late, but then they changed my hours because they were like, dude, you're late 30 minutes every day. And
Yeah.
and they were like, maybe we should just start you at this time. And I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And thank
Oh, that's why
you.
you're always 15 minutes late, because then you get off later.
So we should tell him we're gonna go live
Yeah, I
15
get him.
minutes before, dude. That way he can get on time.
I
My
know,
family
right?
does that, bro. My family, like all my family, they tell me if a party starts at like 2 or 3, they tell me 1 o'clock.
Dude, so that's an hour
And
late.
then you
dude.
show up at 2 or 3.
And then
Oh,
I show
man.
up like at 2 or 3. Exactly.
Guys, we're happy we have a live show. Will, did you say we have a Spotify channel?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, man, we forgot Spotify. Hey, we got Spotify too. Go ahead and listen to us right there, man. We have the recorded shows. This one might go on there. I'm not sure if it is because I don't think we have enough minutes, but we'll go ahead and put every content that we can on Spotify. I'm trying to get the Apple to work, but you got to do something different. You got to subscribe to it. So I kind of like don't like those subscribing type things where you have to do certain things so I can get free minutes and stuff like that. We're just starting off, man. We're not paying for anything. If we're paying for something, we're probably just paying for Zoom. But nothing else. Like once it kicks off or we get more subscribers, if everything is working out, we'll go ahead and get
You mean
we'll start
when
paying for-
everything starts working out?
exactly. We'll start
When?
paying for stuff, right? Or we're not
Yeah,
cheap.
as soon as
you know?
CBS hits us up.
Yeah.
Well, also, if California stops raising their damn taxes,
Oh my God.
That's
You don't
true.
hey, you don't have to worry about it, dude. You're
Oh,
in
don't.
Pennsylvania.
Hey, man, we're gonna start another 30, 40-minute show right now.
Yeah.
Get me started on taxes.
Guys, if
I
there's-
was,
if
I was
there's-
looking it up, man. When I left California, it was 9,875.
Where is it at?
9.875.
10.25?
Now it's 13.5, and it's supposed to be going up to 16.8 soon.
16
Hey, man, I'm still waiting on that high-speed train that's supposed to be going from San Diego to San Francisco. I'm
Yeah.
still waiting on that new
From
son
LA to
of
Vegas.
Pelosi. Where
Hey,
you
you
at?
got
They
you
were
gotta
talking
wait.
about the bullet train from LA to Vegas.
You remember that
Yeah.
shit?
You gotta wait.
Fucking
We gotta wait.
liars.
Nothing happened.
Liars, bro.
They're just taking my money. Where that money going? Well, whatever. Hey guys, if you
Filling
guys
up
don't
all the
have
potholes.
if you guys have anything else to say before we go ahead and log off,
Just tune me into my next show. Tony rants against the government.
you guys can see Tony rant on the last
Oh, my
video,
goodness.
the
That
last live video. So yeah, you can.
I can go for days, guys. But yeah, man, good show, guys. I enjoyed everybody coming on. I love the interaction that we had with the fans
spirits.
or just the comment section, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Good show, man. Had
All
fun.
right. Will, you already said your piece. You're good. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
we're good.
I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Will Power. This is Tony Snap. This is Real Talk Baseball. Signing out.